everybody. Welcome to the inaugural video cast of the show, No Scrubs, brought to you by the great folks at Checked.com, whose mantra is no bad hires. Also brought to you by us, the great people at Fistful of Talent. My name is Dawn Burke, and I am a writer and contributor here at Fistful of Talent. I'm also the VP of People for Daxco. So let's get right to it. I'm thrilled and excited to bring on our guest. Jason Lauritsen, I've known you forever. Right now, you're working at Quantum Workplace out of Omaha, Nebraska. Excellent.
Indeed.
So tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Well, I've been with Quantum now about a year. My official title on my card is Director of Best Places to Work. So I get to do the awesome work of leading our team here that runs our Best Places to Work program. We use our employee engagement survey platform as the measurement device or measurement tool for 43 different Best Places to Work programs across the U.S. So we're collecting data from a couple million employees each year in a lot of different places, and it's an awesome job. I love being at Quantum.
Well, I will say to all the good folks out there, you're perfect for that job. So congratulations. And also,
Thank you.
Jason is a national speaker. He speaks on all sorts of things: engagement, culture, just a variety of HR rockstar type of topics as well. So,
Absolutely.
No Scrubs, TLC. They said it's a guy I won't give any love to, right? So,
Yeah, for sure.
Here, in our particular context, it means no bad hires, no bad hires. So we've all been there. And again, Jason, you've been a VP executive. You've been in the HR world for a long time. So we've been there. We've interviewed people. We've brought them in, let them meet the team, gave them lunch, thought they were perfect. Then they show up and all of a sudden you got a little Charlie Manson on your hands. So today we're going to be focusing on assessments, pre-hire assessments, how they maybe could help our process in interviewing. So right now, if you go to Fistful of Talent, you will see that there is a post called Everybody's Got Something to Hide, which is a little bit about assessments. So Jason, I want to get your take on pre-hire assessments. What's your perspective on using assessments to evaluate talent in your career?
I'll answer that a couple of ways. One is I think it's critical. I think both personally having made hiring mistakes like everybody else, but I remember discovering kind of the science of assessment, pre-hire assessment early in my career as a recruiter and being like, this is awesome. Why wouldn't you use this if you had it? And in fact, I kind of have a theory that I think someday that hiring should be, the hiring sort of selection decision should be taken out of the hands of human beings, and we should use the science that we have to evaluate people and to evaluate hires, and let the science do the selecting, and then make the manager's job sort of getting the potential out of that selection. So that's probably a whole nother day, but I'm also like just sort of crazy about assessment in general. Behavioral measurement, personality profiling, I think is really powerful, to the point that, and I've shared this with you in the past, that I had a starter marriage. I was a slow learner, and so but I in fact have a predictive index profile on every woman I dated of any significance, clear back to my ex-wife through to my current wife. Like I wanted to understand the dynamics of personality even in my own relationships.
That's
and so,
fantastic.
So yeah, I'm a big fan.
Well, I think I've shared this with you. Me and my second husband, again, I had a starter husband as well. We met on eHarmony. So again,
Nice.
A little bit of predictive assessments there, and so far so good. Very good.
Right.
So I think it's really interesting that you say you believe that predictive assessments probably should be used solely to make the decisions perhaps about skills and maybe some personality traits. Mm-hmm. And then the manager's role is really to talk about culture, see if they're a fit.
Right.
Why do you think that? What are managers missing out here?
Well, I think there's so much. I mean, there's so much known now that as human beings that we're really, really poor at making decisions about other human beings. There's so much bias at play. There's so much, we have trouble assessing people, especially when it comes to things different than ourselves. We strongly favor people similar to ourselves. And so I think if we used assessments, I think to their fullest, we would assess what, sort of what we need in the workplace in a way that's scientifically sound. We would use quantifiable assessments for skills, for personality fit, for behavioral style fit, and then let the manager choose from, one or two or three people, or let the team decide which person fits the best, clicks the best, or adds the right kind of mix or diversity to the team. I think that would be and then let the manager, like, listen, we know this person's qualified, so if they fail, it's on you. It's not because of you made a bad hire. I want to take that completely off the table, because I think managers use that as a cop-out way too often. Like, well, I shouldn't probably have hired that person.
Sure.
It's like, well, you're right, but if I remove that, then they're going to work a whole lot harder at making it work, being a better leader, being a better manager, better coach.
And I would say this too, I think we all agree that assessments should be one piece to the puzzle. But again, we still need to have interviews. We still need to have that human interaction. Because I think some cop-outs too, that some managers who might be time crunched, perhaps, they'll just give an assessment and rely solely on it. However, I do believe now that we're seeing predictive analytics within our assessments, that's really changing the game on the assessment piece.
For sure.
And again, managers, I agree with you. We're human beings. We're biased. There's a million reasons why we might make poor judgment calls. So Quantum, you guys are in the assessment business. So talk to me a little bit about the Best Places to Work program and how assessments are really helping determine what those best places to work are.
Sure. So yeah, we're assessing obviously at a different level, or a different sort of something different than pre-hire assessments, in that we're measuring culture. In our programs, the way that we determine a best place to work through our programs is we say a best place to work is those that are exceptional at engaging employees. And so we use our engagement model, our validated model of measuring employee engagement. We use that as the measure for best places to work. So when we go into a program, when a company is participating in our program, they're, in essence, they invite us to survey their employees against our engagement model, and the company that has the highest level of engagement as reported by their employees is the best place to work by our definition. So
companies that certainly are helping engage employees, building trust. I think that's what we're all seeing as the trend. So that's
Absolutely.
fantastic. That's fantastic. So do you have any tips for people who are using any type of an assessment tool, pre-hire or otherwise, about how do you really get people to fill these out?
Well, I mean, I think that all boils down to I think in the best place to work, the reason we're in business is because I think increasingly you have to care about culture. You have to care about workplace, because the talent landscape is competitive, and we all want the best people, and the best people are getting pretty smart about where they want to go. So you need a workplace they want to be a part of. You got to be an organization they want to be a part of first, I think, in order to put them through these battery of tests. But if you're awesome enough, we find with our best places that when we talk to the companies at the top that are the best of the best, they all describe being sort of relentless in their hiring process. Mm-hmm. They want to make sure they put the right, because they know one bad hire could completely change the trajectory of their culture. One bad apple can really have an impact. And so they use assessments, they use extensive interview processes, they use all sorts of tools to try to get the right people in and the wrong people out. So I think it's really, you got to have someplace people want to be in order to get them to jump through those hoops. But I'm not sure chicken or egg, which comes first, but I would start with culture.
Sure, very good. And I think a couple of other tips that I tend to think help, since I work for a technology company, is a lot of assessments they need to be thorough, but they need to be fairly short. They need to be fairly flexible and agile, so you definitely can customize them for whatever your company needs are, or hiring needs are. And then, of course, they have to be predictive and valid. So again, there's just a little bit of the logistical tips on it. All right, Jason, I think that is it for today. I just have to again say how much I enjoy always talking with you, and thank you so much for being a part of our very first No Scrubs.
Thanks for having me.
All right, very good. It's a privilege. Thank you. No, the privilege is all ours. Thank you. So, of course, No Scrubs brought to you by the great folks at check.com. Again, they're going to help take care of all of your hiring assessment needs. And of course, I'm Dawn Burke from Fistful of Talent. We'll see you next time.